Hi, and welcome. We're glad you joined us and that you're interested in learning more about the challenges of growing PA environments. My name is Pedro Soto. I'm with the Performance Analytics Consulting practice at Westbury, and joining me today is Raymond Cranen, Product Manager. How you doing,
Hi
Raymond?
Pedro.
Hey,
How are you,
good
how
to
are you doing?
doing great, thanks. So we're going to talk about the challenges of growing performance analytics environments because Raymond's group, which he heads up, created a very innovative app called PA Accelerator. You'll get to learn more about it in a separate video. But today we're going to talk about what were the challenges of growing PA environments that led you to develop the app, Raymond.
hmm Well, there were really four major topics that made us develop this app. Um, that is to start with quality assurance. What we want is that the dashboards that we create at our customers are trustworthy. And for that reason, we had some procedures and tools at hand. And later we said we need to make these tools available also to our customers to do that by themselves. So that was the main trigger to say let's put all of this into a solution, into a product. So that is first of all quality assurance. Then the second
Got it.
part is dealing with clutter. Because what we see in PA environments is that there is a lot of data and definitions in there. Some get used, some do not get used anymore, and we want to get insights in what is used and what is not used anymore. And the third point is we want to optimize the development process. Like we want things to move quickly, and our consultants need to have the tools at hand that they need to do their job properly. And now with this application, we make these tools also available to people that purchase this PA Accelerator solution. And then last is the usage and adoption. Get insights into what it is that people are using. What do they like about the dashboards? So if you know which dashboards get used, you know what people are interested in, and more specifically, what is not being used, that you can focus on that people start using these dashboards. So
Yeah,
that's
thanks. Awesome. Thanks, Raymond. That's an excellent introduction. So I think for the benefit of the viewer, we're going to go a little bit further in detail on each of those four drivers that were the main reason why you developed your this application. So the first one is data quality. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, what you do while building PA indicators is making a lot of configurations. People that have been developing within performance analytics, they know that the tiniest little mistake can have a big impact. So that the numbers that you see in your dashboard are not exactly the numbers that you would expect or that it should be. So we want the dashboards that we create to be trustworthy. And PA Accelerator has some tools built in that will do sanity checks on the configurations that you have done. So if there's some mistake in the definition, it will be found by our quality assurance tool, and it will pop up. And the most brilliant part of it is that it will do that on a regular basis. So every day, every hour, whatever you want, it will run all these scans on all the definitions that you have. So on a daily basis, you will have insights in the quality of your performance analytics environment.
Yeah, that's excellent because one of the biggest problems you can have is when people lose trust in the data that's being presented to them, right?
Exactly, and then you lose trust in all the dashboards that you provide. So that is critical. The data should be correct.
Excellent. So then there's that big challenge, especially with environments that are growing because they're actually being used, PA environments, and that's dealing with clutter. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Pedro, there are really two major things on this. Like people, they tend to create new indicators every time they want new data to be collected. And when you have a healthy environment, you are going to reuse what you already have and remove what is no longer used. And with our solution, you get help with looking out for what is already there, and more important, get insights in everything that you're no longer using. So that is something that PA Accelerator will help you with. People tend to create new content every time they need certain data to be collected. And sometimes it's better to reuse what you already are using instead of creating new elements. And I think everyone with some experience in performance analytics will see this issue that you are looking for a certain indicator and you get a list of 5 indicators with almost the same name. So which one should I use, the first or the fifth? And then you decide to create a 6th indicator just to be sure that you're not messing up anything. And that's a problem we take away with PA Accelerator.
Yeah, excellent. Now, there's the third driver that you mentioned is optimizing the development process. Tell us a little bit about that and what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so PA Accelerator comes with a toolbox. And within that toolbox, we have scripts that are regularly being used, and you can easily reuse them. But you can also have tools, for example, to put targets on an indicator, which would take you a lot of clicks to get targets defined on a large number of indicators. And with the toolbox that we provide, that is done in 4 or 5 clicks. And after that, you will have a huge set of indicators set with a certain target. So that's an example of a tool that we are offering. Another thing is where when people do development and they create new content, they create new dashboards or widgets or whatever, that's the critical time when things can go wrong. So if you change an indicator, it could happen that you break a dashboard. And for that reason, there are, again, these regular checks that I was talking about earlier that you can run as a developer. So you can say, this is the scope I'm working in, and check this scope every day at the end of my working day. And then you will see automatically if you broke something or if the whole system is still okay. So there's a quick health scan at the end of your day. You're sure that you are still safe with your developments.
That's super. And that's how you're able to maintain a very high quality of the changes you make in the environment and also speed up development.
Exactly. And
Cool.
it's complex enough. So we give these people a little bit of help.
That's excellent. So the last and the fourth driver has to do with the challenges around usage and adoption. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the dashboards that we put so much effort in to create, they should be used. We create them for a reason. And right now, if you are not using PA Accelerator, you are operating in the dark. You have no idea how many people are accessing your dashboard and what they are doing with the dashboard. And we visualize that with PA Accelerator. We can show you this dashboard is not being used at all. And that could trigger actions again, because you as a management person might be expecting that people are looking at a dashboard and taking action because you want to achieve certain business goals.
Yep.
But people are not using the dashboard at all. So you should steer, or you could then steer on making dashboards really being used by the people that need to use them in order to achieve your goals.
That's excellent. Thanks for that, Raymond. Now, so we've talked about the 4 key critical major challenges involved in managing a PA environment, which were the drivers to develop this app called PA Accelerator, which can be found in the ServiceNow App Store. There's a few things that we want our viewers to keep in mind, though, and let's talk a little bit about them, Raymond. One is the ServiceNow roadmap. What about that should be kept in mind by people thinking of using PA Accelerator?
Yeah, There are some tools already provided by ServiceNow at the moment, and there are tools in the pipeline to be developed. What's currently available is diagnostics, and diagnostics is a great solution to get insights in how everything is related, but you cannot set a scope. And that's a big differentiator from the solution that we have developed. I can say I only want to look at these set of indicators. So take me everything from this dashboard, everything related to this dashboard, and check if I'm healthy with that dashboard, and check that every day, because that's a critical dashboard for me. And the level of checks that we run on these scopes that you can define is in much more detail than what is out of the box available by ServiceNow.
Yeah, and there's a second thing to keep in mind actually for our viewers, and that's the roadmap that we have for PA Accelerator. So Raymond, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we are full of ideas of what we can do with this solution. So everything I just mentioned is available in the version that we are now releasing. But we are thinking further in adding a library, for example. So a library where we can make out-of-the-box dashboards available, or frequently used indicators that do not exist out of the box, or complete KPI composer projects, for example. All of that content can be put into a library. And when you make use of PA Accelerator, you can simply download this content and install it in your environment. So we have the structure ready in the solution. We will, in the next version, also fill the database with this content, and that will come available for all users of PA Accelerator. And then right now we have 2 built-in tools within PA Accelerator, and that will extend over time. So our team out in the field, our consultants out in the field, they give us feedback all the time when they are doing their projects. They say, I run into this. It took me a lot of time to do that kind of configuration. And then we will see if we can make a tool for that work to simplify the work and make the life a little bit easier for these people. And that kind of experience is put into this solution all of the time. And new checks, new tools, new library elements, all of that is on the roadmap for the coming years.
That's super. Thanks for that, Raymond. We're about to wrap it up here, and we thought it would be really valuable to clarify what we mean by accelerator and what we don't mean by accelerator, because we've had folks ask us when we mentioned the word accelerator. So, Raymond, tell us first what we do not mean to do or to provide with this app, even if we call it an accelerator.
Yeah, exactly. We also got that question: is ServiceNow going to speed up all of a sudden? Well, not instantly, although there are some checks that will monitor for things that may hamper your performance, and that the system may slow down. But it's not something to speed up the solution immediately. It is to monitor that you are not building things that are causing performance issues. Yeah. But acceleration, what it is, it's more about accelerating the development time and accelerating the quality of the work that you do.
Yeah.
So we just make it easier and better to work with performance analytics.
Yeah, and by eliminating all the manual effort that's involved in a lot of the repetitive tasks and a lot of the quality assurance, we're accelerating the time and minimizing the manual effort that's involved in maintaining a healthy PA environment when it's growing, right?
Yeah, and I already have that experience that our consultants do not want to do projects without having PA Accelerator at their availability. They are so happy using this solution to constantly track the quality of the work that they do and have the tools at hand to also simplify their work. They just need it to do a proper job.
Excellent. Well, that brings it to a close. We hope that you've gotten some insight on the challenges that drove the development of PI Accelerator and some view on what ServiceNow may be doing in the future with respect to similar functionality and what we'll be doing to enhance PI Accelerator, and then also what we mean by accelerator and what we don't mean by accelerator. So thank you very much. There are available on this page below this video a couple of other videos. We're actually going to now, in the second video, which you can access at your convenience, show a little bit more about the tool itself at a high level, context, sort of architectural. And then after that, you'll actually be able to see a video on your own time. So thanks for stopping by. And Raymond, thanks for helping us out.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, Pedro.